Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this yet another beautiful session wherein we are going to cover reading and listening, all about reading and listening. It's kind of a summary of all whatever we have studied so far about them. So let's just get started without a further ado. The very first thing, what all are there, which we are going to cover in this session, today's session. So we will be covering about, we'll be talking about that goal. We'll be talking about that goal first, okay? And understand structure, question types, what all question types we have, what's the kind of a structure we always have to going to follow, and what are some of the band 9 strategies we have. All these things we'll be seeing in today's session. So we'll be focusing upon the vocabularies, the connectors, and the mindset for the top band. What should be the mindset you have over there while doing things? So let's just get started. The very first thing, it's about reading section. Everything about reading section. In this particular video, you will be seeing each and everything about reading and listening. The first we have is reading. So guys, what do you understand with reading? Whatever so far we have done, we have studied so far, we'll just be covering each and everything here. So first thing that about reading we know is that it's for 60 minutes. We get total time to be 60 minutes in reading section. Over there, what do we have? We have 3 passages, right? In 60 minutes, we have to solve 3 passages. Now, what's that time bifurcation we do have over here? We'll be focusing upon that as well. So I told you all that you will have to decide that proper time. Without that, you won't be able to accomplish your task achievement thing. Now, 40 questions in total you will be seeing. You have 40 questions which you have to solve in 60 minutes, and these are 3 passages. Now, in the case of general training candidates, you guys will be having 1 lengthy and 2 short passages. Good evening, Vishal. Good evening, Abdul. Now, next thing, what are the skills tested of yours here in the reading section? First of all, you must start reading anything. I always suggest my students, because over here, you'll have to all the time understand the text fastly. That's what you are, always tested upon. That are you able to understand that text, whatever is mentioned over there in the passages? Are you able to comprehend them fastly, swiftly, rapidly? This is all what is tested. So yes, your comprehension of the main ideas, that are you able to understand the ideas or not. Recognizing writer's opinion. You will have to recognize what does the writer say, their tone, their argument, all these things. Now, identifying information, detail, and inference. We'll have to always go on inference. We'll have to work upon inference over here. What do we mean with inference? Can you guys tell me? What do we understand with inference? To deduce the meaning. That's what we mean with inference, right guys? And managing time effectively. These all are the things you are tested upon, okay? These all are the things. Now, these all are the questions we saw in our reading section. These are the question types we have here, which are multiple choice, true, false, yes, no, right? Matching headings, matching info, matching features, matching sentence endings, and sentence completion, summary completion. So most of them are a part of fill in the blank only, right? Most of them, if you see, these are true, false, not given. These are multiple choice. This is something you see in the listening section as well. This is different, right? These are different. Some of them we know that they follow order, and some of them are always in the random order. So I always suggest my students that always go solving those who are always following the sequence, right? Irrespective of those who are in the random order and wasting time solving them first, right? So instead, focus on those question types which are always following the order. Some of them are they true, false, not given. These multiple choice, they are always in the order. These all fill in the blank type, they are always in the order. So these are some who are always going to not follow order. They are always in the random order, guys. Okay? So while solving for these, you can also keep an eye on them, whether you're getting any answer from these or not. You can just go this way. I hope you're understanding my point. Okay? The next thing, that what are some of the strategies we can see in the reading we saw in the reading section. What were those strategies? So here we saw that we need to learn skimming. How do we skim and scan the text? See, skimming and scanning is very important. Why? Because whatever is written over there, if you keep on just without even having a goal in mind, if you keep on reading the whole passage, you won't be able to cover it in the given time. What's that time? I told you, the passage 1 is going to be easier. So for that sake, you give it lesser time than usual. So it's 15 minutes. So max is, see, max is like the total time which you get is 60 minutes, right? Managing time effectively is a crucial aspect over here. So 60 minutes is the total time what we get. But out of this, we give 15 minutes to the one, 17 to the two, and third one we give 18 minutes. Why is it so? Why that's the ideal range I'm providing you? Because if you give 20, 20, 20, right? If you divide them into 3, 20 is the max limit which you can go up to, but you guys also have to transfer answers in the case of PBT. You guys also have to revise your things for both of the modes, CBT or PBT. Without revising, how can you get to know that whether you have marked anything wrong grammatically, or maybe you have done any kind of spelling mistake? How will you get to know that without revision? Will you ever get to know without revision? No. So once you go back and check your answers, revise things on your own, you won't ever in your lifetime get to know that these were your mistakes. Only the examiner will get to know them while checking. So you will get a lower band. The chances of getting higher band will decrease over there. That's why always be there, limited with your revision time. So how will you get that? In 15, 17 and 18, you're actually left with this 10 minutes. Now you can utilize this 10 minutes time in order to revise, go back and check your answers. Or in the case of PBT, you can also transfer answers because you're not getting any extra time over here in the reading section for checking upon your answers, right? For transferring your answers. You're not getting any extra time for that. Okay guys, so that's you're going to do. Later to that is that what are the vocabularies we can learn over here while writing, okay? While seeing the passages, what are some of the words we can see? So see, we need to know the meaning of some of the common academic vocabularies, okay? We need to know the meaning of them. These are some of them like analyze, infer, and emphasize, highlight, illustrate, suggest, indicate, demonstrate. You must know the meaning of all of them, and therefore there are some topic specific words to master, which are for the environment they say sustainable, emission, depletion. For education there are vocabs like curriculum, literacy. For science it's like evolution, hypothesis, like this. Okay? These are some of the words. Now just see and check the contrasting keywords because they are really crucial. Now, why are they important? Why is it important for us to learn connectors, conjunctions, not only in reading, listening, but also it's very crucial for your writing and speaking. Over there, you will have to use them while writing, while speaking. But over here, why is it important over here? In the passages, you will get these connectors. आपको मिलेंगे ये connectors in your passages. ठीक है? So उस time पे what you guys have to do is you must know their meanings, their usages. If you are already aware that we use furthermore for adding up the info. We use due to or owing to show the cause and effect. Okay, to show the result. If you already know the meaning of therefore, you can go accordingly. You can easily understand what they're trying to say. Right? That's what our main goal is. So, hence, it's very important to know the meanings. Like, let me tell you for some. For cause and effect, that means to showcase that is why, like because of something. So you can use these words. These are all mostly used in the same way. Next is for contrast, for opposite viewpoint. However, although, even though, whereas, all these are the words for contrast. Then we have it for addition. Whenever we want to add up to something, so it's like moreover, furthermore, in addition, not only but also, right? For example, whenever we are putting up the example, you can say for instance, for example, such as, namely. These are some. Now, for results, conclusion, you can also say these words, right? For similarity, you can say similar, similarly, likewise, in comparison. All these are the words over there for the similarities. So if you're already aware about them, you can definitely solve the questions fastly. You can easily comprehend the passage. Now, next to that is common reading mistakes. What are some of the mistakes which you guys can make, and please avoid making? Beforehand, you must know that you never ever pay attention to this not given. Why? Why are we doing so? Because we are not very much aware about this not given. We always have been solving true and false. We rarely solve not given thing. But since this is there into the practice, this is there in your exam, you have to pay the equal attention to this. So whenever this not given is there in your true and false, so you have to pay attention by seeing that if the information isn't matching from your question to the passage, if they are the two different things they're talking about, then you will be always putting there the not given thing. Okay, instead of marking it as false, you always confuse this with false. Next to that is copying word wrong. Right, you are actually not seeing the instruction well. You need to check the instruction well, and while copying the word from the passage, sometimes you're making the spelling mistake. That can be a biggest trouble for you. Always avoid doing that. Next to that is losing track of time. You are not going strategically. What I told you, 15, 17, 18. Go accordingly. Even while practicing, turn on your timer and turn on timer for 15, 17 and 18. Always solve within this specified time. And if not, then please give 18, 18, 18, but never ever more than 20 minutes to each passage. Otherwise, you won't be able to cover all the 40 questions in the given time. Next to that is losing track of time on one passage. You are actually not giving equal attention to each passage, right? Next to that, ignoring singular, plural or article usage, guessing without understanding context. You can guess the answers when you're not just getting any answer for it. Never ever leave anything blank, because there is no negative marking. Why to go for anything, leaving anything blank, right? And other than that, please focus on the spellings, the articles, if that's mentioned in your passage, pick that as it is, okay? But always see that instruction, what the instruction is saying of yours. Always check that, and then you can pick accordingly. So that was about the reading. Now we're coming on to the listening section. Let's just see what all are the things we can understand from the listening. So while we see in the listening, the very first thing is the time. So let's just see. We get this 30 minutes of fixed audio over there, right? In this 10 minutes of additional time we get in the case of PBT, okay? In the case of PBT only, but in the case of CBT, you guys are getting 2 minutes only. Okay, that's your total time. Now, it's divided into 4 sections. Again, you will have it as 40 questions altogether. They are all divided into 4 sections. But all the 4 sections are in the increasing order of the difficulty. They will get increased. The difficulty level gets increased once the level gets increased, right? Section 1 will be easier. Even the audios at the level of complexity of the questions will be easier, and goes to section 2. Section 2 will be again a bit of difficult, and then section 3, section 4 will be difficult to moderate. Good evening, Saman. Long time no see. Right? So here, what are some of the skills you are tested upon? So these are the skills. Listening for gist, you need to find what's the gist of yours, and then detail, opinion, and inference. You all always have to do these things. You might be noticing, no, there are so many similarities there in reading and listening. So that's always going to be there. I always say that these two are siblings to each other. Why? Why is it so? Because there is just the pattern which is changed. Otherwise, rest of the things are similar. In reading also, you'll have to pick the answers as it is and solve the questions. And over here, you'll have to pick the answers as it is and solve the questions. But the mode is different. Over there, you have to choose from the passages. Here, you have to choose from the audios. That's the sole difference there. Otherwise, even the question types are very much similar to each other. Even in the listening, whatever the questions you have, all those types you're getting as it is in the reading passages, right? So, this is about it. Now, these are some of the question types you'll see over here. What all are they? Form completion. Under that, you will see name, address, phone number will be there as the blank. And note, table, flow chart, summary will be there. Sentence completion, multiple choice, matching info, and map kind of thing can be there, diagram labeling type of diagrams can be there, short answer and pick from the list, like choose 2 correct letters, classification questions. So these are your question types, guys. Okay. Salman is asking me, ma'am, listening skills को कैसे improve करें? Okay. So Salman, see, how much do you listen in a day to the native speakers? Do you do? How much do you do? If you do, then how much do you do? This is the sole thing in which you can improve yourself, your listening skills. Start listening to native speakers, because it's not something, even you can target 9 band into this, in both of them, in reading and listening. Especially in reading, you can target 9 band. How? That's how simple it is. You don't have to do anything on your own. You don't even have to use your mind. You just have to write whatever they are saying. Understood? So it's upon the understanding only. So the more you listen to the native speakers, the more you're familiar with them, listening to them, definitely you will mark the accurate answers. Unlike those who are very unfamiliar with their accents. So if you're not listening, still not listening to native speakers, you are in the trouble. Okay. Rest of things mean. Where? Rest of things? What you're asking? What you're asking about, Abdul, I'm not getting your question actually. What you're trying to ask? क्या पूछ रहे exactly? I'm not getting your question. So, these are the question types, guys, जो हमको listening में मिलते हैं. I already told you how can you improve your speaking as well as listening abilities. When you listen to the native speakers, pay attention, and on daily basis, just listen. Just listen, I'm telling you. Give your 15 minutes into that, okay? Just increase the understanding, that's it. That's all about it. Next to that is, what are some of the strategies I've got for you all? So strategies bhi dekh lo ek baar, Salman. It will be helpful for you to improve then. Now, predict before listening. देखो, look for, already आपको reading time मिलेगा, right? You will be getting your reading time anyways, right? So once you get your reading time, always make keywords out of it. आप जितना उन questions से familiar हो पाएंगे, it's going to be really helpful for you. ठीक है? So try predicting before listening. Look at the blanks, identify the grammar clues. Try करो कि पहले ही predict कर लो अपने answers को. Now listen for synonyms, not for the exact words. कभी भी words पे stick नहीं होना. We never have to get stuck over the words. Try looking for the synonyms. हो सकता है कि वो उसी part का कोई synonym बोल दें and you are not just aware or you're just stuck onto that और फिर आपका सारा audio चला गया. ठीक है? There are times जब ऐसा हो सकता है. So try avoiding this thing. Instead आप focus करो कि उस word का synonym भी आ सकता है. So मैं उसके meaning पे जाऊंगा ना कि उसके word पर. ठीक है? Next to that is track signpost words. कौन कौन से आप ये कुछ sequencing words है जिन पे ध्यान दे सकते हो, जैसे firstly, now, next, moving on. इन पे ध्यान दो, इससे वो आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो हमको भी एक question से दूसरे पे बढ़ना पड़ेगा. Next is ignore distractors. You are ignoring, you are actually not focusing upon the distractors कि उन्होंने starting में जो answer बोला, you just marked that answer. But later on they changed it to something else. So focus on these distractors. ध्यान दो इन पे. ठीक है? Never ever ignore them. कि हाँ ध्यान ही नहीं दिया और बस mark कर दिया. ठीक है? I hope guys आपको समझ आ रहा है what I'm trying to say. Next is stay one step ahead. Always keep eyes on the 1-2 seconds ahead on the question sheet. ठीक है? पहले से ही आप दूसरे questions पे भी ध्यान दो. Now transfer answers neatly. Check spellings, watch word limit, avoid abbreviations. कभी भी abbreviated short forms use नहीं करनी होती while writing down your answers. Please note that. कभी भी short forms use नहीं करने होते हैं. Cause reading हो गया, listening, writing हो गया. They are all considered to be the formal write-ups or the formal test. It's kind of a formal test. So you can't write informal words or the short forms, abbreviated forms. Please avoid using that. उसको full forms में ही लिखना है all the time. But I always say कि while the audio is getting played, जब वो चल रहा है, उस time पर you can just make the short forms, shortest form possible में लिख लो, and then later on you come back to that and just erase it and write it properly. ठीक है? That's what something which you can do. लेटर टू दैट इज वोकैबुलरी देख लेते हैं एक बार. So listening में भी जैसे education को लेके they can have several words, right? Environment, these are some topic specific vocab जो आपको पता होना चाहिए. इनसे related they can have several words, right? Now vocabularies हम देखें अगर phrases जो हमको recognize करने हैं. Let me clarify. The key point is what I mean is, है ना, इस पे ध्यान देना होता है. नेक्स्ट टू दिस इज कनेक्टर्स. अगेन इसमें भी वही सेम कनेक्टर्स है एडिशन के लिए, कंट्रास्ट के लिए. ये एक बार आप याद कर लो, आपके सारे सेक्शंस में इट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. नाउ कॉमन मिस्टेक्स जो आप लोग करते हो, जो कॉमन एरर्स हम लोग क्रिएट करते हैं, ठीक है, व्हाट आर दे, उस पर ध्यान देना है. सो लूजिंग फोकस आफ्टर अ टफ क्वेश्चन, यू एक्चुअली लॉस्ट योर फोकस. एक टफ क्वेश्चन आ गया, आपसे मिस हो गया एंड यू आर at a loss. You just forgot कि क्या कर रहे हो आप उस पे stuck होके रह गए. Never ever do so. Always go accordingly with the audio. Always follow the audio. अगर आप एक क्वेश्चन पे मिस हो गए तो नेक्स्ट पे बढ़ जाओ, प्लीज अवॉइड दैट, ठीक है, क्योंकि उसके लिए हम गेस कर सकते हैं. हम बाद में वापस आके गेस कर लेंगे. आप कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे ध्यान दो, ठीक है, आप आगे बढ़ जाओ और कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे ध्यान दो, क्योंकि कॉन्टेक्स्ट अगर पता होगा तो यू कैन ऑल्सो गेस दैट आंसर. नाउ लूजिंग फोकस कैन बी वन थिंग. नाउ राइटिंग ड्यूरिंग आंसर ट्रांजिशंस, जब वो ट्रांजिशन ले रहे हैं फ्रॉम वन टू द अदर, इफ दे आर स्विचिंग देयर थिंग्स, so you are losing your focus or you are busy in writing. Don't do so. Pay attention, be flexible over there. Now misspelling common words, ठीक है, writing extra words beyond the limit and ignoring plural forms. See, these are some of the things which you will get to know just once you do the revision. Once you do not revise, you can never get to know that you have misspelled something or you missed writing something. You always have to check that on your own. Do revision, which is very crucial. उससे ही आपको पता लगेगा that you have misspelled something or you have written something which was incorrect. Right, guys? हाँ, प्लूरल में गलती हो जाती है. हो जाती है. देयर आर सो मेनी मिस्टेक्स जो हम कर सकते हैं while solving, क्योंकि उस टाइम पर देयर इज द ऑडियो विच इज गोइंग ऑन, चल रही होती है ना ऑडियो. तो अगर वो बुक्स बोल रहे हैं तो आपको भी बुक्स लिखना है, एस नहीं हटाना है. कॉम्पिटिशन्स इफ दे आर सेइंग, तो यू ऑल्सो हैव टू राइट कॉम्पिटिशन्स. यू कांट राइट कॉम्पिटिशन. अंडरस्टूड? एस ऑल्सो मैटर्स ओवर हियर. सो प्लूरल फॉर्म मैटर्स. Okay guys, I hope you know now what all things you have to avoid. These are some of the mistakes, some of the common errors. Now, what are the things which you need to see in order to have that band 9 mindset? अपना mindset ready करने के लिए what are some of the crucial tips which you guys must and must follow? So read actively all the time. Try reading actively. ठीक है, try करो कि जब भी आप रीड कर रहे हो तो एकदम attentively उसको रीड करो. Whatever you are reading, you must also understand that. Then listen attentively. While listening, try and understand them, what they're saying. आप captions चला सकते हैं, but try and understand कि वो बोलना क्या चाह रहे हैं. ठीक है, हमेशा ऐसे ही करना है. watch. Then think analytically. आप जब सोचें तो इस तरीके से सोचें कि राइटर क्या कहना चाहता था. ठीक है, मैंने जो सुना उसका मीनिंग क्या था. तो थोड़ा सा आपको यहाँ पर विजिलेंट होना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Then consistency beats cramming. So if you just are a crammer कि just रटने की आपको अगर आदत है, तो यहाँ पर जो है आपको चेंज करनी पड़ेगी अपनी हैबिट. कंसिस्टेंसी से आप जीत सकते हैं. You can actually be a successful one if you just are consistently practicing for the same things. अगर आप consistently mocks दे रहे हैं, खुद को analyze कर रहे हैं, then definitely you will improve. Okay. Next thing, प्रैक्टिस विद रियल एक्सेंट्स. आप ट्राई करो कि ब्रिटिश, ऑस्ट्रेलियन, अमेरिकन एक्सेंट सुनो, उनसे प्रैक्टिस करो. लर्न फ्रॉम योर एरर्स. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वेरी क्रूशल, कि आप जो हैं अपने मिस्टेक्स को लिख के रखें कि ये मेरी मिस्टेक्स हैं जो मैं रिपीटेटिवली कर रहा हूँ. जस्ट नोट दैम डाउन ऑन अ पेपर. इससे क्या होगा, यू विल गेट टू नो कि ये मेरी मिस्टेक्स हैं एंड दीज आई नेवर हैव टू रिपीट. आपको यू हैव टू गेट टू नो, पता लगना चाहिए कि ये मिस्टेक्स है जो मैं बार बार कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, अदरवाइज क्या होगा, क्वांटिटी बढ़ाने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला कि मॉक्स की क्वांटिटी बढ़ा ली. It's not going to help you out. Now, always simulate exam conditions. जब भी आप एग्जाम मॉक देंगे तो एग्जाम कंडीशंस की तरह ही देंगे, खुद को एक ही बार ऑडियो सुनाएंगे, टाइमर लगाएंगे हर चीज में, ठीक है? ऐसे ही नहीं देना है एग्जाम और मॉक, ठीक है? Now, the final takeaways from my side will be understand every question thoroughly. आप हर क्वेश्चन को ढंग से समझिए, हर क्वेश्चन टाइप को प्रैक्टिस करिए प्रॉपरली. फोकस ऑन द वोकैबुलरी रेंज एंड एक्यूरेसी. use connectors logically and practice time management and focus control. And band 9 is not just the luck, it's strategy, precision and language mastery. So try understand guys कि आपको band 9 के लिए प्रैक्टिस करना है, आपका टारगेट है band 9 और उसी अकॉर्डेंस में प्रैक्टिस करना है. Under the timed conditions, exam like conditions mein you will have to practice, not just like this randomly. So according to my point of view, I will suggest that try appearing or attempting one mock a day and then analyze it for double of the hours. Understood? And write down all the mistakes you did. You must be very much aware that these are some of the mistakes which you are creating repetitively. Okay, so yes guys, this was it about the session. I hope you gain a lot of things and definitely you will improve upon yourself. Is there anything you guys want to ask me? How to get IELTS questions audio? See, Abdul, you can practice from anywhere. I won't suggest or recommend the one source. There are Cambridge books also you can practice from. Students are practicing from the Cambridge books as well. But then whenever you practice, this is my suggestion. Try practicing under exam-like conditions. Audio ko, while you are attempting the mock, तो एक ही बार सुनो. But जब आप पूरा mock attempt कर लें, total 40 questions once you are done completing, and then आप क्या करो? फिर से सुनो ऑडियो को, कहाँ गलती हुई वो एनालाइज करो, वाई का रीजन ढूंढो, ठीक है? दैट्स मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. Okay guys, I hope it was the beautiful session for you all and you guys will, it was the helpful session and you guys will definitely implement all those things whichever I stated here. So thank you so much. We'll meet you very soon in the next session. Take care. Bye-bye.